What is up, budgeting family and friends? My name is Sharia. This is the Sharia Mac channel where I am documenting my six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice. Along with my husband, who is a welder, together we have a combined income of about $110,000. We are a family of 7, 2 adult children, 2 seniors in high school, 1 fifth grader. And I am sharing that journey, or I am documenting that journey with monthly budgets, weekly budgets, debt updates, and my private practice entrepreneurial income reports at the end of every month. And that is exactly what this video is. If this type of content interests you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I post a video. At this point, I am posting at least 2 videos a week every Sunday and Wednesday. On some occasions, I do post every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday just to make sure I am caught up. Today's video is my January 2024 income report, and we will get right into it. So if you are new here, I am a licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice. I went into full-time private practice in February of 2022, and I have been managing or operating my private practice going on 2 years, actually. My first day in full-time private practice was February 1st, 2022. So February 1st, 2024 made 2 years in entrepreneurship, virtual private practice as a therapist. My annual income goal for this year is $250,000. I am trying to double my income from 2023. And it just dawned on me just now that I haven't gone over the income that I made for 2023. So that may be a video that is coming up here shortly. But today's video is my income report for January 2024. As an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice. I do also work part-time. I work in the mornings from 9:30 to 1:30, and that's just because in my private practice, the mornings were very open. Like most of my appointments don't schedule until 12, 1, 2 o'clock. A lot of times because I do work with millennial women of color who are overwhelmed, depressed or anxious. A lot of them do work and they are willing to come during their lunch breaks. Some of them do work from home, and so they have that flexibility. I also have clients who prefer sessions in the evening, and so a lot of times my mornings were wide open. I wish I would have better taken advantage of that time to build more and invest more in my business, but I am working part-time to help get out of this debt so that I can create different streams of income within my private practice. My ultimate goal is to have a mental wellness empire, which includes private practice, one-on-one, coaching for other therapists who would like to go into private practice, coaching for therapists who want to build their private practice, mastermind, mindset group, also self-care. I do have a mental essentials or mental wellness clothing brand that I am trying to rebrand. Also, hopefully, partnerships and collaborations, really to emphasize mental health and wellness within communities, specifically communities of color, as I am a woman of color. So, but even like with moms, I feel like there is a huge, I feel like everybody's mental health is important, but I feel like moms take on so much responsibility. Not just moms. I mean, I'm a mom, so I'm a little biased, but default parents, whether that is a mom or a dad, take on so much more responsibility. And that in itself, if you don't have the adequate support, can be a major stressor and trigger to your mental health. Also with entrepreneurship, like all of those things, anything really can impact your mental health. And I am a big proponent of mental wealth. And so my goal is to start to build that. If I wanted to be like somebody, I know I'm rambling, but if I wanted to be like somebody, I would say my idol is Dr. Joy. She is the creator and founder of Black Girls in Therapy. I love everything she is doing, and I want to do things like her and better. So, that is my overall goal. for mental wellness, clinical counseling, and services, as well as mental essentials, apparel and accessory brand. But anyhow, that is not what this video is about. Today's video is my income report for my private practice, and we will jump right into it. So what I have here is my profit and loss statement. You see my business is mental wellness, clinical counseling, and services. This is my profit and loss statement for January 2024. The income for January is pretty slow, and that is because I did take 10 days off in December. Basically, January's income is really December, what I earned in the month of December. And one thing that is missing is my consulting income. My consulting income is a flat $3,500. I get questions about what do I do as consulting. I am a clinical consultant, so I handle anything clinical for another agency, clinical documentation, higher level of care, peer reviews, and like I do any of the clinical type of conversations and collaborations for the agency. And I get a flat rate of $3,500 for the month. Not every month do I go and pick that up because not every month do I have to be in the office. So I did not pick that up for the month of January. I will pick it up in the month of February. So expect that the February's income will be much higher because it will be $7,000 in consulting, consulting income. So we go into my profit and loss statement, the income for the month of January. Services, that's anything from Sondermine, insurance, private pay. That totaled $4,159.54, which I think is good considering I took off 10 days in the month of December. I was off for Christmas. I closed from December 22nd to January 2nd, I believe. So having that week off definitely impacted my income. I typically range anywhere between $4,500 or $4,000 and $6,000 for the month. So I'm pretty, I'm satisfied with this amount of income. And then I earned $16.85 with BetterHelp. I have since gotten off of BetterHelp. That is one of the things that I left in 2023 just because their rates are just so inhumane. This is what I was reimbursed for a 30-minute session when in private practice, my 30-minute sessions are $80. So to get $16.85 for giving 30 minutes of my time when I could have got $80 is insane. And that is my out-of-pocket rate, but even insurances will pay me no less than $50 for a 30-minute session. So I got off of BetterHelp. Also left some of the lower EAP reimbursement companies. Anything less than $75 I cut my ties with in 2023 because I am thinking big. So that was my income. My income totaled $4,176.39. Now we will get into the expenses. The expenses for the month of December for my private practice were a lot higher because as a entrepreneur, you want to kind of lessen your income for the year by buying some of those bigger ticket items at the end of the year. At least that's what my CPA told me. So typically in December, I will upgrade furniture, upgrade appliances, pay for any trainings or any mindsets, masterminds or coaching or mentorship programs. All of that stuff is usually done in December to get my income down so that I pay less taxes. So, which can sometimes come back and bite you in the butt, especially since I plan on purchasing real estate. I wonder how that is going to counter against me. But anyway, I had to pay for a business license, and this was for mental essentials. I had to pay some filing fee that was $303. Then my health insurance for the month of December came up to $215.01. So and that is for medical, dental, and vision for just my daughter and I. That is who I carry on my taxes. My husband carries the boys. And then my oldest daughter is 24 and she files herself. General business expenses included $18.31, and this is what the bank charges me for having so many transactions. Then I paid for continuing education. Actually, I didn't pay for continuing education. I paid for mastermind mentorship. And then because the company is out of Canada, it was $60 for that international fee. In the future, I plan on paying that through my American Express to avoid that $30 international fee transaction through the bank. So that brought general business expenses to $2,078.31. Meals, I spent $87 on meals just for me, and then $29.39 on meals with team members or collaborations. This was really with my VA, just kind of getting in front of some of the things that I'm planning on doing for the month of January, some projects that I am trying to push out that I just want to make sure is still in my voice. So that brought our total meals to $116.45. That's really over budget, and I don't like that. So I'm probably going to cut. But a lot of this also for, again, well, this is January, not December, so there's no excuse. Software and apps was a negative $330, and that's because I shut down the Mental Essentials website because I am rebranding that. And I plan to kickstart that or restart that in 2025. I want to be more of like a self-care brand for my target population, which is millennial women who are experiencing anxiety and depression. So now that I've gotten clear on who I'm targeting to, I'm going to take a different approach on the products that I am establishing and the messaging that I am pushing out. So, it was charged, and then I closed down the site and I was reimbursed $330 for that. Then we come down to what I pay myself. So I did give myself a raise. I think it was like $1,300. I was paying myself $6,500, and I took myself up to $66,300, I think, or $66,100. I want to say I gave myself a 2% raise. I'm not sure. But it ended up being like $66,000 and something, $66,300 or $66,100. This may decrease as we get more, as we clear some of the debt, just so I can be able to invest in different avenues. I do want to hire a full-time clinician, specifically who works with children. And I'm thinking of hiring an LCSWA because I'm going to offer supervision as well as kind of take him or her under my wing so that they can walk full-time into private practice and just fly in the field of social work. So I'm really looking forward to that. So to be able to do that and offer a fair wage, I'm going to have to decrease what I pay myself, but also some of my other expenses, and increase what the business makes, so that that person is paid fairly and they get like either the goal is to be able to pay something back towards their student loans, and cover health insurance for them. So that is something I'll be looking into around the summertime as it gets slow during that time of the year, to bring on by the time therapy picks back up somewhere between mid-September, late October. So that is the goal for that. So this is what I ended up paying myself, $5,100. And I do pay myself every single week. If you follow my weekly budgets, you know, I get paid. It ends up being, I don't really know what it ends up being. It ends up being $936 that I pay myself. But it's $1,275 that is paid out. And then I pay $4 and some change in taxes. So, let's see if we can go back to the reports. So, and then I think the $471.75 are, they might be workers' comp or unemployment taxes. I'm not sure, but I pay it. One of the things I am bringing on is a CPA to go in and accurately categorize my transactions, because I don't play with the IRS. So I'm going to hire her. She is $200 a month. She'll go in and she'll categorize my transactions. She'll tell me the best moves to make as I start to grow my business. And I'm looking forward to bringing her on starting March, because she is a CPA. This is a busy time for her as she is filing taxes. So we agreed to start start her in March. And then I also plan on hiring a VA. I'm in the process of interviewing. Really, I'm in the process of establishing the administrative tasks that I want the VA to do. Right now, my daughter is my virtual assistant, but it's such a very different field for her because she is a fashion major. So, like, therapy and mental health, while she's a very big advocate on mental health and wellness, that's just not her major, and it's just not interesting and to her, and it reflects in the type of work she does and how she responds. So trying to get a VA that does this. And then lastly, I want to hire a biller. If I could take billing off of my plate, that will definitely be a plus. It may help me to take on, one more session a day. Right now, I try to see, no more than 5 patients a day. I don't really see myself going to 6, but it may help me to be able to do some of the other things on the back end, like coming up with a policy manual and creating the folder for my VA and my full-time LCSWA that I plan on hiring. When it comes to supplies, I bought myself a calendar, a big desk calendar. This is what it looks like. So I bought myself a desk calendar, and that was one of the supplies. And then I don't know what the $3.62 was, but if it's categorized under supplies and materials, then I'm sure that that is what it was. So total supplies come up to $7.88. I don't always buy supplies for my business because, for the most part, I just need a pen and a pad to take notes. But I did buy that calendar because I do want to start creating some type of social media content for my business page. So that is that. Another goal is to be able to hire a social media manager. But I feel like that'll come once I really get clear on what the messaging is for my social media pages. Then lastly, we go down to utilities. My phone service and my internet is covered under my business. The internet is $124.99, and that is paid automatically deducted. And then my phone service is also automatically deducted at $273.37. That brought utilities to $398.36. Total expenses was $8,360.40, which left me with a negative net income. And that is because I'm going to pay myself regardless. Like, my salary is, like I said, $66,000. And I'm going to pay myself as an S Corp. That is the business structure for my business. I'm an S Corp. So I'm going to get a salary. Now, if I hadn't done that, I guess you would put that back. I probably still wouldn't have been, I probably still would have been withdrawn or in the negative, which is fine because February's income will definitely make up for that, as well as March and April. It usually doesn't slow down until maybe June or July. And then it picks back up, like I said, September, October. So I try to keep a buffer, about 3 to 6 months of expenses in my checking account. So when it slows down, I can slow down. And I use that time to work on other projects for either the end of the year or the coming year. So one of those projects is to hire a LCSWA. So I'm not upset that I have a negative net income. I'm very confident that I'll be able to make that up. So that is it for the income that I was able to earn for the month of January. Again, I still think that this is good considering it's slow in December, but it gives me a good gauge on what I need to be doing at the end of this year based on the numbers from last year to keep that income on the higher end. So I definitely will be looking into, start to consider some of those things. I am actually in, like I said, a mentorship program, and I am currently creating a signature coaching program that will have ongoing enrollment, and that is specifically for therapists who want to exit agency work or private community health centers and walk full-time into private practice. It is a hand-holding type of coaching, signature coaching program, and it will walk them out of agency into submitting their first claim. So that is what I'm working on, and the goal is to have that up and running by June, to start marketing in June, and to start accepting September, October. So that may be the one thing that I have to supplement my income at the end of December as well. So that is it for the income I was able to earn for the month of January. Come back at the end of February to see the income that I was able to earn in February. If you are an LCSW and you have, or a therapist in private practice, and you have any questions, be sure to link them down in the description box. Also, specifically, if you are a therapist in private practice or plan on becoming a therapist in private practice, I encourage that you follow my TikTok page. It is listed in the comment section below. I give a lot of information over on the TikTok page. I'm always open to answering questions. So just let me know. I encourage you to follow me over there. And again, if you have any questions, any collaborations, if you have a podcast, feel free to reach out. I am always interested. That is it for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.